What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I'm having the worst allergies of my life, or I might just be sick, so do forgive me if I'm sniffling and coughing a bit through this, but the market waits for no man or wham and duelist. Gotta respect the wham and duelist. And talking about women, Gungnir, Ultimate Rare, has been bought out. This was a great card all the way back in Necros format, and I guess people do look at past formats that they think people might want to play and do targeted buyouts. The Ultimate Rare is pretty hard to get once it's been bought out, but we've seen it kind of happen multiple times where it like got bumped to 5, fell back down to 2. This time the line is holding around $8, which is interesting. So the person that bought this out at the $2 mark is just hoping that the line will hold at 5 and they'll make the free double up after shipping and fees, since they spent around $2 on a lot of them. We see on eBay, though, there's already one at $3.31. Let's actually refresh, make sure that is still there. Yep, for results, $3.31 for an unlim. And then they avoided any above $5, it looks like, with a $4.42 plus $1.78 shipping from Canada. Would have taken longer to get here. So it looks like they're not truly making an investment. It looks like they are considering the quick flip because they did leave a few behind, or this is a new listing. My opinion on a buyout like this: you're looking around and just thinking of where to put your money for trades. You're trying to create a price bump, and you're trying to create kind of an artificial price jump. Your sales rates are typically going to be pretty low when you do this, so it really depends how many quantities you had to buy out to create this. I see where you're coming from. Similar to Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, where they tried to price bump it to $20, which it's still holding right now, because there's going to be a low quantity to relist, and if everybody holds that line together, oh boy, we've created a double up. But that mentality, I'm not the biggest fan of it when considering cards to buy. I would rather have a card that's going to have meta impact, that has a high flip rate, that will actually end up selling and being used in tournaments rather than past formats. Not everybody needs Ultimate Gungnir. Plenty of people are happy with the secrets, which are around $1. So take it for what you will. Next up, we've got the continuing falling prices from Extreme Forces. Saryuja falling now under 60. Congrats to the guys who, bought it out to the point of 70 right before the special edition. Great timing. Good timing there. We see the continued fall of Electromite, like $2 more. Purple Nightfall, a little bit of coolant. I think it was like 15 or 16 the other market watch when I was drunk. $15 on Cerebus. It's fallen a little. Everything's just falling a little, but what's fallen a lot is Inspector Border. What happened to this guy? He was $20. He was king of his world. He was the stun card that everybody deserved, and he is getting budget, which is great. That's what he was meant to be, in my opinion, until they rarity bumped him. I really think the duelists that want to have access to this should, and soon he might even be as cheap as $20 a playset. What happened to our mans here? What made him so cheap? And he's actually still around 10 on eBay, so falling quicker over here on TCG Player. Always check both. This is what happened to our man's Inspector Border. A Mono Iwado, a 10-cent common that you can just get oh so easily. Its market price is here because people don't want to have to go and search other cards that these high-rated vendors have, and they just want to buy it now and get it now. So there's plenty listed, like this store right here has 13 listed at 15 cents. Pretty good number of them there if you're able to go shop others, something else that he has for sale, and get under that $2 mark, because you need to spend at least $2 to get shipped to on TCG Player. But realistically, this card just did it better for true Dracos and does it better overall. But in a true stun deck where you're trying to create board presence and set a bunch of back row, Inspector Border will be the other card. And they kind of released the counter card to this in the same set, right? If we continue to go, we actually have Hey Trunade, which is the counter to kind of that stun deck, which is also going down. Now down from $8, and remember on release it was 20, towards 6. You know what Inspector Border actually reminds me of? It reminds me of Rescue Fair in terms of the hype, the $20 price tag going down. Difference is, Rescue Ferret actually ended up winning a YCS with the World Chalice. I don't see Inspector Border winning a YCS anytime soon. Oh, that should happen later today. But I do have to respect this man's effect and ability. Somebody compared it to Thunder King, and I was like, maybe if it was released back in the day with Thunder King, because Thunder King actually was very meta-defining, and this just flopped. Evenly Matched is also down pretty far. We see it around the $60 mark for one of them before it's 72 again. That's actually pretty crazy. But on eBay, we see it at 64 before 72. It seems like people are trying to volley this back to 70, and it had been kind of consistently just getting lower listings that are now just straight up selling out. But we keep seeing it. So if you're really desperate for your invite and you think you need Evenly Matched to do it, take pot shots at these ones that are listed like $10 below, or hopefully find somebody in person and like say, hey, can you hook it up on a play set, take $10 off each. You would be getting the fees anyways, because if you're selling for $70 on about both platforms, you're probably taking near 13% in fees and then paying shipping. So a lot of sellers would be happy to receive around the $60 price point in person, even if this is a $70 price point on here. You just gotta find the people that are selling online and reason with them. But for now, they keep popping up around that price point anyways, like $61, $63, $4, and you'll be able to do it. It's kind of the same thing that was happening with Borreload, but this is a highly demanded card. But you're also playing a race with the Megatons. Do beware. It could be in there. It could be as soon as Battle of Legends, which also just jumped their set 5 new cards. Now, people always ask me to like list deals and list what I think would be good. Metaverse falling here. We'll actually get to that in a second. Hollow. The ultra rare is all the way down to multiple sellers having it near $1 on TCG Player. Adam Korn here with 10 of them at $1. On eBay, it's still actually near 3, although this person's selling 2 at $3. And then the rest are all pretty much $3 prices, except for this man's selling 3 and this man's. Like, it's $2 to $3 on eBay is my point. Whereas on TCG Player, it's $1. If you've been trying to collect these, the ultra rarity is pretty much near its bottom out of price for an ultra rare sneak peek card. So if you want a deal, there you go, guys. And this is just to show how fast this buyout cooled off. Already almost back to the dollar market price. It's just too new of a rare for a buyout. I get where you were coming from, and if you're investing long term and hoping the ban list hits terraforming, good job. That is a risk, but it could have high reward. For now, it's falling back down immediately, and it's just too new of a rare. There's too many quantities just lying around in people's binders. People bothered leaving these on tables at regionals and picking them up. It just is what it is, but it is a good card. I'm not saying it's a bad card. I see where you came from on the buyout, but it's definitely just going to fall way too quick. Something to note, Mattel action figure promos are now on TCG Player. I was actually shocked at the price of this card. Market price $9, $400. Now, you might think it should be near $9. I looked through my collection box and I actually don't have any of this card. It's extremely hard to get. $400 on eBay as well, and I was shocked to look at sold listings. $500 best offer accepted, $350 sold in auction, and $250 best offer accepted overall. I did not know this card was that high of a commanding price. If people are actually taking the fees on these to sell them, kudos, but it seems to be one of the harder to get ones out of MFO3, which is the same set as Bubble Man, which is trying to hold the line at a light play at $300. Well, there's a light play on eBay as well at $180 before a near mint one at $377. These are just really hard to get cards that came with action figures, and they're hero cards as well, so ultra collectible. The point this brings up, though, with all the hype swirling around these and the continued raised prices, you might want to get your semi-harder to get Mattel ones now rather than later if you're a collector. We see a couple of quantities here, which of course it's a little overpriced since it's brand new to TCG Player, and people are going to overlist rather than try to make a sale. Over here we see near mints at $12.40 before 14 joining. So like you can get a couple cheaper on the market than this, but if you're a collector and you're a huge fan of heroes and you've been putting this off, now's probably the time to do it, especially with the collector market continuing to bubble, continuing to rise. You definitely want to get your easier to get ones overall now rather than later. I believe there's also like Thunder Giant we can look up. Thunder Giant. Yeah, Elemental Hero should be the only one. And EHC, that's the secret rare. That's actually really cool. What? DR3. Well, random DR buyouts. Go figure. When you don't even expect to see something weird on Market Watch, and you were looking for something else. You were digging in all the right places. And we do see the Mattel figure here, and it's really cheap. It's $1. There's no reason to put this one off. Like, just go ahead and get yours, although you need to find other things from these sellers, but it does quickly rise. But for a new listing on here, pretty good. It's just something you don't want to put off anymore. There's going to be a lot of like people looking at cards to buy in the collector market, and the Mattel cards are already there, and they're going to continue to like be targeted throughout the ages. Toon Table of Contents is just the final card of note. It's continually rising on all fronts. If you're playing the Brandish Maidens, aka Sky Strikers, you're gonna want to have these. They instantly put 3 spells in the graveyard for you and get you to Toon Cyber Dragon for Mega Fleet, and then you can use your own cards to kind of get your Mega Fleet off of the field while still hitting your opponent for advantage. Overall, definitely a part of the deck you will be needing. I don't think I've seen a list that does not play this, so they're very close to being low quantity, almost completely gone. You're gonna want to get it sooner than later, and you see like some are already not even available in near mint pricing anymore. Actually, are any of them? I'm just looking at white plays and stuff. Near mint $7, so yeah, a little bit above. It's not terribly above market price, but it still sucks to be paying this much for a card that was like $5 a couple weeks ago when I showed it. So, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Kind of a different pacing, looking at some odd buyouts, looking at, across the set of Circuit Break as it falls. That's kind of nice. And looking for deals. What did you guys think of today's Market Watch? Let me know if you enjoyed it. Sorry for sick John. But I feel good. I think it's just allergies. So I should still be live streaming tonight. And also, congrats to Team Samurai X1 on your first YCS top, man. Good job. That's maybe he will have the best deck of the YCS Salt Lake City.